Louisville, Kentucky.
Damn.
No offense. But via PBS News, feds moved to dismiss charges against officers accused of falsifying warrants in Breonna Taylor raid. Federal prosecutors asked a judge Friday to dismiss the charges against 2 Louisville officers accused of falsifying the warrant that led police to raid Breonna Taylor's apartment. That night, she was killed 6 years ago. Isn't this the perfect timeline?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this awesome? You remember how far Actually, we didn't have it come that far. It's just like a swing of the pendulum. But like,
Yeah.
it's really amazing how you know, and maybe I'll look at it in a positive light of how only 5 years ago we were very much, we need police reform. We need to hold these cops accountable. We need to do all these things to fix policing in America. And the nation was with it. Everybody was hungo. Cut to 6 years later, we're like, hey, man, you remember them cops that lied and they literally falsified a fucking warrant and got off. They killed Breonna Taylor in her home. Now we have an administration that's just okay with that. And a reason why I say, like, wow, maybe I have a little, because the pendulum hopefully will swing back to...
Falsified a warrant, which we learned later through like one of the lawsuits. One of the lawsuits alleged something interesting that so apparently this neighborhood that Breonna Taylor lived in was a target of like this Louisville city like revitalization project, aka gentrification. And so like trying to economically, boost this area means, okay, what do we do with this neighborhood that we don't want in we would rather have a bunch of people making money, getting rich. So what do we do with these people? And so those are the neighborhoods that start to get over-policed. And those are the neighborhoods where police are kind of being like nudge to like, hey, if some of these people won't evict themselves, maybe you can help along with this process.
Evict them to heaven.
Well, yeah, and so that's what I wonder. Like this falsified warrant. Like I wonder, like how much did it have to do with this gentrification project that was going on in Breonna Taylor's neighborhood?
I don't put anything past these niggas, especially when capital and policing comes together. I absolutely will lean towards the conspiracy. I don't even want to call it conspiracy because it's just like it happens so time and time again.
Yeah.
But I mean, that narrative sounds like very feasible.
Yeah.
Very feasible. But prosecutors said in a court filing that their review of the case showed the charges against former detective Joshua James and former Sergeant Kyle Meany should be dismissed in the interest of justice. In the interest of justice. Judges have twice reduced the felony charge against each officer to a misdemeanor, saying there wasn't a direct link between the false information in the warrant and Taylor's death. Prosecutors said after the second ruling that they had decided to drop the cases. Mind you, this is why niggas was so excited about Afro Man for me, because it's just like he could have easily been Breonna Taylor.
Yeah,
he could have easily been shot in his home. That's like the part that sticks the most out about the Afro Man story to me. I'm like, dude, they tried to kill this nigga. Sorry, like Breonna, they tried to murder Afro Man, and they would have gotten away with it. Yeah. We see that with the most high profile Breonna Taylor, the most high profile. She wasn't swatted, but she was. They raided her home, and so that shit is. It just shows how fucking no one cares. The reason why Black Lives Matter was a slogan is because of fucking this. Is literally because of this.
And it's like, their logic here is always a different logic that gets applied to the police versus get applied to the victims of the police. Because they said that, this is the federal government saying that there was not a direct link between the falsified warrant and Taylor's death. So we know there's obviously a direct link, but I guess what they're arguing is that, well, it was an indirect link. It wasn't a direct link. Meanwhile, we have stories like the one we just covered a few weeks ago in Phoenix, where cops came because there was an intruder with a gun call, and the father had heroically disarmed the intruder. Cop shows up, kills the father immediately, And whenever that happens, when the cops kill the wrong guy, they always press murder charges on the guy who started the inciting incident. So the guy that that the father had disarmed, that person is now being charged with the murder of the father. Now, clearly, this guy should be charged with something. He was breaking and entering. He had a gun, but he is not the one who pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't matter to the cops, right? To the justice system. In this situation, you are the direct link between the cop pulling the trigger and this man being dead. Here we have a scenario where you can see another very clear link, but this time it's, no, you can't say there's a direct link between this falsified warrant and the death of Breonna Taylor.
And it's an excellent fucking point. They just make up the rules as they go.
Yeah.
To protect them. It's literally like we're the banker. It's like when the banker plays in Monopoly and they just like, nah, that's a bad metaphor, but like, it's actually nothing like that. I started thinking about it. I was like, there's nothing to do with the banker in Monopoly. And
It's got to be like some board game.
But
Fuck, what board game is it like?
What can I really How can I rationalize that? Anywho, or was that prosecutors said in court filing? Is that where I was?
I think we are elated with this development.
We are elated with this development, said Travis Locke, disgusting, an attorney for James. Meanie's lawyer, apt last name, Michael Denbo, said he is incredibly grateful for today's filing. Just like this is hard to read. Meanie is looking forward to putting this matter behind him and moving forward with his life. He said, wish Breonna Taylor could do that. I said, Taylor, 26, was shot to death by police when they broke down the door of her apartment while serving a no-knock drug warrant looking for a former boyfriend who no longer lived there. Taylor's boyfriend at the time fired at the officers, and Taylor was killed as police fired back. The March 13th, 2020 death of Taylor, who was black, and local anger over Louisville's handling of the case gained widespread attention during the wave of racial justice protests sparked by the police murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis that May. 6 years on, activists continue to point to Taylor's killing as an example of the systemic injustice black women face. Federal prosecutors under former President Joe Biden pressed charges against the officer. Under President Donald Trump, though, the Department of Justice asked that Brett Hankinson, the only officer serving the prison time related to Taylor's killing, be let out of prison while he appeals his conviction. Imagine that's so how we live in a dark timeline, because it's just niggas who voted for Trump who was just like, if I vote for him, he's going to get me out of my race crime that I committed.
Yeah, I mean, I never even really saw like the counter argument to Breonna Taylor's death, because we saw it with George Floyd, right? That's what the right-wing troll response was, like, oh, he was on drugs, oh, he had a counterfeit $20 bill, all complete bullshit arguments that blame the victim. But with Breonna Taylor, I mean, there's really, even if you are a racist psychopath, there's really no way you could frame her as guilty of anything.
Yeah.
She was a nurse who was asleep in her own apartment, and the person they were looking for was not there.
Yeah.
And yet, again, it's like this administration doing everything they can to get these officers responsible off the hook, when it seems like, I mean, no one's even really asking for that. I never saw the narrative that presents those cops as being innocent, like you did see with George Floyd.
Yeah. This is a side, but this is very funny. At least I hope it makes people feel better. It made me feel better this week. Speaking of, it's about George Floyd. You know how all the racist niggas was doing racist George Floyd memes, and they were just doing that for a while, and then Charlie Kirk happened, and niggas started Charlie Kirking. It became a Charlie Kirk versus George Floyd.
My God,
horrible. But then the George Floyd meme stopped at a certain point. Charlie Kirk meme still flowing, and somebody on Twitter made the realization. We were like, y'all, we won. We won. Charlie, it's constant Charlie onslaught of Charlie Kirk, horrible memes, and it's like, oh yeah, you gotta, if you post a George Floyd meme, you gotta be like truly like in the love of the racist game. You gotta be like, I hate black people for real. But you post a Charlie Kirk meme, you're just a funny guy.
Yeah.
You're a funny
Meanwhile,
person.
there's like 7-year-olds on Roblox like, we are Charlie Kirk. I mean,
Kirkify me, Captain. Just fucking awesome shit. We won.
yeah, it's a little victory, I guess.
You know, I guess you gotta take the win somewhere. You know.
Yeah,
But,
it doesn't feel like a victory,
you know.
but I guess that's how it
you know
goes
what?
sometimes.
In the battlefield of culture war, it is a victory. Okay,
All right.
that is where
give you that.
The psychological battle takes place, and we are winning.
Yeah,
That
and it's probably the peak of AI art was that song.
truly, I mean, peak of A. I cannot. Okay, I don't fuck with AI at all, but I cannot not have AI Charlie Kirk everywhere. That's now a part of my life. I need you to Kirkify everything.
Yeah, that's Ashton's walk-up song.
I need everything to have a Charlie Kirk face.
Yeah. He's like, babe, all right, I got a funny viral wedding entrance we could do. You know those cute viral. She's like, what, Ashton?
We shouldn't. Okay, hear me out. Maybe not Go Kiss the Bride, whatever that fucking song is. What if? What if?
Yeah.
We play We Are Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. But it's a gospel choir. Now Ashton's like, this is actually a good idea.
I'm like writing this down.
Yeah, let's